The new story of our journey in Mobile will be started written today. Here we are in Melbourne for the first race of Mobile GP Championship Season 4. If you haven't checked out the preseason video, then definitely go check that out to see all driver transfers, and we have a surprisingly brand new team on the grid for this brand new chapter of our journey. And for myself, I decided to stay with McLaren, aiming for my first ever driver's crown this season, since we lost out in the championship fight to Verstappen last season by just 1 point. This season, me and my team are desperate to take the drivers and the constructors champion. To achieve that, a good start here in the first race of the season will be crucial, as we have already made it to Q3 and we are about to finish my first lap, but I went wide a bit and touched the grass on the exit of turn 14. Well, in the current layout in the IRL, it's turn 12, but this game is still staying with the older layout, which has a chicane in sector 2, but that mistake cost us a full lap deleted. We only have one more chance to set the time. But unfortunately, there might have been a miscommunication maybe. My teammate Piastri got in my way. He literally cost us about a second. And I got another interruption in the last sector as the Haas driver Esteban Ocon got in my way in the last couple of corners. As we cross the line, I am pretty sure that this lap was terrible.
Lift and coast to help retime.
So it's Lando Norris on pole in his first ever qualifying session with Mercedes. And another debut race with the new team, Lewis Hamilton is in second place. And my teammate Oscar Piastri will start from P3 in front of his home crowd. It was an unfortunate qualifying for us. My lap time was 0.7 seconds slower than the time I set in Q1. We're gonna start the race from 7th place on the grid. The time has come. It's the true beginning of a brand new season. If you remember last season's race here, we had collided with Russell right after the start. We went down to P17 once, but we had a great pace and eventually finished in P6. Our starting position is not ideal, to be honest, but I think we have great pace in our car and I was pretty comfortable in that hard tire. So let's put our heads down. The most important thing is to get out from turn 1 in one piece.
Be careful on lap
0.3 seconds, not the best reaction to be honest, but Verstappen is having an even worse start. We're up to P5, going into turn 1 from the inside, having Russell on the outside who made contact with us at the start of last season. But we made it through safely this time. We picked up 2 positions and up to P5. Norris leads the pack, then comes Hamilton, Piastri, Russell, KM, and Oliver Behrman, who started from P10, and he's now up in 6th place. Brilliant start from the Haas driver. As we are looking to the inside of Russell, but not this time. We had to back out since the corner was too tight on the exit. Well, you know, we don't want to wreck the car from the very first race of the season or cause any conflict between other drivers. But I guess Russell doesn't care about that kind of stuff. He gave us a squeeze to the outside in turn 9. And although Piastri is on the soft compound tire, looks like he's struggling already, as we again nearly made contact with Russell, who's caught up to my teammate. Oscar is isolating the top 2 by creating a huge train behind him. As we go into the final couple of corners, Russell overshoots himself deep into the hairpin, and he returns to the racing line very aggressively, causing us to lose momentum. Here comes Behrman, but the straight line speed of the Haas was unfortunately not enough to match the speed of my McLaren. We stayed ahead of Behrman, and in fact, we gained massively on Russell in turn 1. He's closing the inside and we're gonna take the outside line. He's giving us a squeeze and making a late braking, and we rolled around the outside. What a move that was! Absolutely brilliant overtake from the early stage of the first race of the season. That was brave and bold. I mean, I think that might be the overtake of the season. we are already showing the potential of the car. We are up to 4th place. We are on lap 3, and as I said, Oscar is having a pretty bad pace on that soft tire. Norris and Hamilton are already 2 seconds ahead. I want to overtake my teammate, but I'm running low on ERS because I used it to overtake Russell on the previous lap. After this game had a version update, the consumption of ERS increased, especially in overtake mode. The player has to be careful with ERS because it will run out easily. Although I'm turning my ERS off, I'm still managing to follow my teammate. As we go into turn 11, we're going side by side. We became very close to each other, but Oscar put his elbow out and stayed ahead of us. Since this is his home Grand Prix, I don't want to, collide with him. I want him to have a great result in front of his home crowd, and I want to make a great result as a team as well. So I have to be very careful to overtake. But as we arrived at the exact same section on the next lap, I have enough ERS, changing it to overtake mode against my teammate on the back straight. He's closing the inside a little, but I made a dive bomb to the inside into turn 13. As we came out from the corner, I got ahead of my teammate and up into 3rd place. And now I can give him DRS on the next 2 straights. Russell is right behind Oscar. Can he defend that 4th place? I think he'll be fine by using my DRS. Okay, so now let's focus on our own race. We are currently in 3rd. The gap to Hamilton in 2nd place is about 4 seconds. I'm thinking the box around lap 13 or 14. Can we catch up to him before our first box? 3 laps later, Hamilton and Norris are finally in my sight. Looks like Hamilton is still feeling okay with his hard compound tire, but as a contrast, Norris might be starting to lose grip on his medium compound tire. And including myself, I am also starting to lose grip. But I'm just saying that my tires are losing grip compared to what it was when the race started. So I'm still pretty confident that I can go for a few more laps. And as I speak, I set purple in the middle sector. This medium compound is still comfortable enough for me to chase down the leaders. On the next lap, we again set the purple sector, and we're in the 1 second range of Hamilton. However, from my side, I don't have to take the risk of overtaking Lewis. Like I said, Norris is probably running low on tires, and I don't want to, waste time battling the Ferrari, They are the 4 consecutive Constructors Champions anyway. They probably have the strongest car on the grid. If this game has something like an R&D chart, then Ferrari will be at the top, while us, McLaren, is probably in 3rd or 4th. Maybe battling against Mercedes, I think. Well, if you look where my teammate was in the last season standings, that is the extra potential of this car, So I was actually far beyond that, the actual strength of this car last season. So if you haven't watched the full episode of season 3, I'll put the playlist in the description, so please watch that too. Alright, back to the Australian Grand Prix. While I was talking, some drivers in the background has pitted, so the tires on the AI are definitely fading. But we've set another purple sector, my tires are still feeling competitive, and we're right behind Hamilton now. We're having a little bump draft, making a move on the Ferrari into turn 13. We're going wheel to wheel. Hamilton is hanging around the outside, he stayed ahead of us. But a bit of contact between us, I gave him a love tap, he slowed down more than I thought. I have to be careful. Besides, I'm approaching the pit window. I will box and change the softs. Then, it's hammer time. As I predicted, Norris goes into the pit. And as I mentioned, Hamilton is going along with the hard tire. And you know what? I'm pretty surprised that my teammate Piastri is still going with the old soft compound. I'm not sure which strategy he is taking, but I'm pretty concerned. And even more surprising that the home hero, Daniel Ricciardo, in the Audi, is now up to P5 at the moment. Although he hasn't pitted yet, the Honey Badger is showing that there's still a lot in him. Brilliant performance in his returning race. Finishing the points from the very first race won't be possible. We are on lap 13 and surprisingly, Hamilton gave up on his tires. I thought he would go longer than me, but I guess my tires were in a better shape than his. Now this lap will be crucial because I have to box next lap, or otherwise Hamilton will be much further away because he will be using a fresher soft compound on his out lap. Here we are back in sector 3. Looks like Hamilton rejoined in front of Norris. It's about time to box and change the softs. This will be a crucial moment in this race. If we could overcut Hamilton and Norris, that would be mega. But unfortunately, it was a little slow stop for us. Maybe the game glitched a little because my teammate Oscar came into the pit as well. I never had this before, but it cost us a few tenths of a second. Here comes Hamilton running down the home straight. This will be close into turn 1, but my tires are a little cold, or maybe I touched the grass, but I lost traction on the exit. And Hamilton slipped through the outside and up into the lead. We were so close, but I guess Hamilton had much grip in his 1 lap old soft tire. The man debuting Ferrari this race leads the Grand Prix with only 6 laps remaining. And don't forget, Norris is right behind us. He is also making his debut with Mercedes this race. He is on a soft compound as well. But I have the freshest soft tire of the top 3. This will be tight 3-way battle for victory. However, for some reason, I'm actually feeling uncomfortable with this soft compound. I'm not gaining on Hamilton, and in fact, Norris is gaining on us. It's already been a full lap after I changed tires, so this tire should be warm enough. I don't know, in a racing cut, sometimes you get slower when you put on fresh tire. Maybe that's what happened to me. Well, I'm not the developer of this game, so I don't know how the developer calculates the tire grip, but for some reason, I'm suddenly struggling for pace. We're on lap 18 and I'm finally feeling comfortable with the tire. The gap to Hamilton got up to 2 seconds once, but now it's less than a second. We only have 2.5 laps remaining. Can we overtake the Ferrari? I've been charging the battery. I have about 60% left. I'm using my RS in overtake mode, but it's not easy to get alongside the Ferrari. You know that car won the Constructor Champion last season. Hamilton is absolutely in the best shape ever to win his first race with the new team. And looks like Norris couldn't keep up with our pace since he changed the softs 2 laps earlier than me. The fight for victory is now only in me and Hamilton's hands. We only have 2 laps remaining, and I am absolutely pushing Hamilton through the corners. This is getting tighter and tighter and tighter. Can I overtake Hamilton and begin this season aiming for the championship with a fantastic start? Or will Hamilton maintain the lead and start writing a new page in the history book? This is the go moment for us. This might be the last opportunity for us to catch Hamilton. Here we go, running down the back straight, making a brilliant exit out of the corner. We're gaining and gaining. Hamilton is closing the inside, but I'm going even deeper down to the inside. We're going wheel to wheel. Oh, we make contact on the exit. Hamilton is now on the inside, but as we approach the second final corner, we got ahead of Hamilton from the outside. But I'm almost out of ERS, and Hamilton will have DRS on the main straight. This fight is not over yet. Hamilton is coming up to our inside, going back wheels. Hamilton backs off, and through goes Norris. Hamilton is now down to 3rd place. This is unbelievable. Now the fight for 2nd place is boiling. The gap between me and them is now more than a second. So I guess I can have a little breathing space as we got on board on Hamilton, but he is also running low on ERS as well. On the other hand, Norris looks like he still has a lot left in his battery. Remember, these 2 drivers swapped seats in this off-season. They're fighting against their previous teams, or I should say, they're fighting against their previous cars, as Hamilton is pushing Norris through turn 6 and 7, but as I said, Norris looks like he has more battery than Hamilton. the Ferrari is being separated on the corner exits. There are not many opportunities to overtake. Norris is desperate to finish in second place. Can Hamilton use the advantage of the fresher soft tire? Hamilton is using the very last battery, but looks like Hamilton is too far back to make a lunge to the inside of Norris. As we come around the final corner, we've shown a brilliant overtakes. We started the race from P7, but we came back in first place for the first race of the season. We won the Australian Grand Prix.
We might not make it to the end at this pace. Conserve more. Fantastic drive. You are the race winner.
Fantastic result for us. This is a great way to start the season. We've won the race. Norris overcome the pressure from Hamilton in behind. He finished second and Hamilton finished third. Then came the other Mercedes, Russell. Then my teammate Piastri came fifth. Leclerc came sixth. A brilliant result for the Hasses. Behrman finished seventh and Ocon finished ninth. Last season champion Verstappen didn't have the race he was hoping for. He splits the Haas in P8. And Daniel Ricciardo finished in P10. What a performance from the Australian. He managed to score a point in the Audi in front of his home fans in his returning race. The order of the driver standings is the same as the race result. We are leading the driver standings. I hope we can finish this season in this position. And we are leading the constructor standings as well. Mercedes is in second and Ferrari is in third. Not the ideal start for the Red Bull, they're behind the Haas. And in the Formula 1 debut race, Audi scored a point. If you remember that this team was kick Sauber last season and they could only score 3 points in the full season. Considering that, this is a mega start for the team. The exciting season will be continued. Hit that like button and leave a blessing comment below. And don't forget to subscribe for more of these thrilling races. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, goodbye.